Time for a pause. I have the best timing in the world. So just to review, so far we have a Malkin farming incredibly well. We do have a triple stacked Ancients right here. I expect him to kind of go up and clear those using his ultimate. Lets him clear it super quick. And yeah, we have really great movement by this Pebbles all of a sudden when he got that portal key. He does have a Steam Staff, so I suppose he's probably going to go for spell shards. I'm not a big fan of spell shards on Pebbles. I think it only really mathematically makes a lot of sense for hitting multiple targets every time, but he's not. He's kind of using it to pick off these really weak heroes that he's roaming around the map. So, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that. You see a Torture with only 663 health, only red booties, and nothing else. So he's definitely super vulnerable to Pebbles. Pebbles can probably just walk up and punch him, and he'll die. Obviously, at this point, with 80 HP, he can, but in general, he's going to be pretty vulnerable. We're seeing Vindicator. You know, Vindicator has been effective in the game as far as, you know, stopping that Pebbles early, but after that falling out, like, we haven't seen him be a good presence in team fights, basically. His ultimate is super powerful, but only if you're using it in a situation that puts the other team in a really bad position. If you're just kind of using it to stop ganks or using it at the start of a fight when the other team can just back out, it really doesn't do that much. It just kind of inconveniences them for a few seconds, you know. Magnus doesn't have a portal key yet. Is he even close? He's not that close to getting it. He's 0 and 7 and 5. You need to have a lot of assists on Magnus. He should have been moving around quite a lot. We do have a Valkyrie ultimate. I'm not sure what that was about, but that's cool. That's cool. I do expect Malkin to come up here, clear this. And again, so the question is, what can the Hellborn team do to carry this game through to the end game where they might have an advantage? Valkyrie has no items. You know, Puppet Master doesn't even have his Whispering Helm yet. When Malkin is like finishing his Shrunken Head, you know, he actually is about 200 gold away from finishing his Shrunken Head, which, you know, we saw the same thing happen last game. He was close to his Shrunken Head, and then suddenly he had a huge stack, and he had some team fights, and he just jumped right up and got that Shrunken Head. And that's just going to make team fights so devastating. You know, next team fight, he's going to have a Shrunken Head, he's going to have his ultimate, and he's just going to basically trounce the other team. There's not too much they can do. They don't have, you know, last game they at least had Tundra, who could ult Malkin and prevent him even when his Shrunken Head was up, but this game they really have nothing that can kind of stop him. They have the Valkyrie ult where they can try and run away, but that's not exactly what you want to see. We do see a pick off on top by Purple, actually killing this Torturer because he has like 600 HP, so it's really easy to do. He didn't actually even have to use his ultimate to do it, so quite powerful, as you can tell. We do see this ward put again by a Hellborn team. I like this ward, it's pretty good. Give him a lot of vision. But, you know, if it didn't save him, maybe he was actually putting that down. Maybe that's why he died. I think that's what the case was. And they have good vision here. Hellborn or Legion team has just a counter ward here and some good vision of this top area. Which is interesting, because normally when we see Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane happen on the bottom, you see that kind of be the focal point of the game for a long time, but I think Pebbles has been moving around. Ooh, a 4.5 second arrow, and we see this Magnus is going to stun him with a really great ult, but he does hit kind of the tanky strength hero, so it's not quite as good as it was. Vindicator with a really nicely timed ult, but Malkin is just in there pounding away at heroes. You just see the power of that Shrunken Head ult combination where he just wails away at people. Pebbles with an amazing stun. Wow, really great play by this team. You see this Tanks in Real Life team just absolutely playing so well in these team fights. They're timing, they're not overlapping stuns very much at all, and they're spreading out their damage just perfectly to kill all of these heroes in just such a quick fashion. The other team just melted away. And, you know, at this point, they can push into the base. They can pull back and get a Kongor kill, which might be a good idea after this tower. And they really have a lot of options open to them at this point. You see Torchwood already res because they're level 7, a 17,000 gold lead, and a 13,000 experience lead for the Legion team. Again, coming into this, I actually talked to the Tanks in Real Life team, and they thought they were the underdogs, but they are just playing so fantastic. ELMO doesn't really have a response to this. Their Puppet Master versus the Malkin is just not a good matchup for them. We've seen that in the first game, we're seeing it again in the third game, where Puppet Master is just having no farm. And Malkin is just absolutely having great farm. Again, it comes down a lot to this bubbles moving around so much. We're seeing really great stuns by Myrmidon and Witch Slayer and Pebbles in these team fights. Their timing is just really perfect. We see a perfect Vindicator ult in that fight, and it still just doesn't shut them down. You know, level 2 Vindicator ult, such a cast-heavy team, they still didn't get shut down because the Hellborn team just doesn't have the damage output to punish them during that period. You know, Valkyrie's not doing a ton of damage. Puppet Master's definitely not doing a ton of damage. Hopefully, he has a creep. Hopefully, he'll be stacking these Ancients and trying to get some kind of farm. But at this point, when you're this far behind, you really have to do something special to get back in the game. Whether that's have a miracle team fight where it's not easy, or it's not even, it's like none of you die, and you're able to get a Kongor, something like that. You really need to sorry, I'm reading chat, to capitalize in some way that is significant and above and beyond normal. I mean, you have Malkin at 382 gold per minute. That has just skyrocketed up. You know, he has this period where he hits the mid game, and he has his Whispering Helm and his Steam Boots, and it skyrockets his farm, and then he gets his Shrunken Head, and that skyrockets his team fights. And it's this really great progression to see, and they've done it in both games, you know? It's the beginning, middle, and end, and now they're in the end phase, where I just do not think that the Hellborn team has any kind of answer to it. We do see quite a bit of pings. They do know that, oh, he's actually going for a Hellflower on Pebbles. I take it back. That is a perfect buy. That is a great job by this Pebbles. Really great item selection. I was worried he was going to go for the Spell Shards, and I was completely wrong, and I'm happy that I was. And Bubbles also has a greater Arcana, whatever. So he might be going for Spell Shards. He could get a Hellflower as well, too, to be honest with you. And we have Malkin, who's probably going to go right for Demonic Breastplate again. Again, he's got so much farm right now. He's got another triple stack. He ults, and he's just going to melt it down. We do see the creep pulling, but he's not actually pulling the creeps. You know, having a creep here is cool, but you have to actually pull the creeps with it for it to matter. Which is actually something that the Legion team is doing quite well. You know, they're not missing a beat on these pulls. And even the timing on killing these creeps means that they're going to get another spawn on the 31 minute. So it's really great job by the Legion team. This is a strategy that will win them games, as you can see. But it's just so solid. They're playing so well. Their stuns are just so great, so well. And the Hellborn team is kind of clumping an unfortunate amount, which is leading to them all being hit by like these area of effect stuns. We just see quite a few TPs coming down bot. Witch Slayer does have his Blink Dagger. He gets the Magnus. Will they be able to actually kill him, though, is the question, because... Oh, they put a Ward of Revelation down. There you go. That'll help quite a bit. He does try and stun out. I think Magnus will be able to get away at this point. Will they look to get a counter kill? They absolutely will. Will we see any TPs from the Legion team? We do see one. Hopefully they'll be able to get out of here. Ooh, really nice ult by Myrmidon, keeping him alive for just a little bit longer. He actually is still alive. Then Malkin comes and cleans up. Really great job by Myrmidon there with that ultimate. And really unfortunate for the Hellborn team. Yeah, you see Bubbles getting even more kills. And Magnus will end up getting away, but everybody else that tried and saved him died. And this Malkin is just absolutely running people over. He's got his Warp Clef, and making sure I'm not using Dota terms. And he, you know, is doing a really great job. He's going to have his Demonic in some kind of reasonable time frame. I mean, he's got 1,300 gold saved up. And apparently they are in a better mood this game. You know, it really comes down. I think they're much more comfortable playing this kind of Malkin tri-lane versus like a Flint tri-lane. They had no momentum going with that tri-lane. They had nothing really they were aiming for. You know, you want to have a game plan, and you want to have something that you can execute and work towards. And you want to have that in the beginning, the middle, and the end game. Right? You don't want to just say, okay, we have a Flint, therefore we want to let him farm until the end game and win. Right, that's not a plan. There's no. You want a way to win in the beginning, which is their tri-lane is really strong. They have tons of stuns, and they have Pebbles and a Bubbles that can move around quite effectively into the mid game. And then they want to get their core items on Malkin, and they want to transfer into getting him a ton of farm. And then they want to win the game when they have an overwhelming amount of gold farm. You know, they have an actual plan, and they executed it quite well. Bubbles has been playing extraordinarily well. Pebbles, after the early game, where he could definitely have improved his game a ton, he's come back from that, and he's been doing a fantastic job in every other area of the game. I'm really impressed with that. Valkyrie try and go for a kill on Witchslayer, but they're not having any of it. Myrmidon's right there to support him. And we do see quite a few counter wards from the Legion team. They really want to keep the vision just to themselves. And the Hellmore team has a few wards up, so they're not in too bad a position. But, oh, there he goes. Pebbles does manage to blink away. He does have two of its down. He just needs one more, and he'll have the Hellflower done. And he has his team staff as well, so he's actually quite close to getting Hellflower. He'll be able to shut down pretty much whoever he wants. If he's actually going to be able to pick off Vindicator without Vindicator being able to ult, it's going to be quite huge for the team fights. The ult is the only thing that's even making the team fights go long, to be honest with you at this point. We do see Puppet Master farming up quite a bit. He's going for a Shrunken Head. Again, when he gets the Shrunken Head, I just don't know if he's going to have the damage output for it to matter. No, didn't crash. Just kidding. I thought it was going to crash. Didn't. So, you know, the Hellmore team at this point, they are actually finally stacking. They only have a double stack here. It's not even triple stack. They should be stacking right now, but they're not. It's just poor micro, you know. If you want to come back in this game, you have to play perfectly, or you have to take a risk. You have to do something. And missing stacks is not the way to do it. There's an illusion rune right here. They do have nice vision. That was a nice counter-warding job by Magnus. Actually, they didn't see this ward, I guess. Really great warding job by the Legion team, mixing up the spots. You know, you see little differences in their spots, putting it down here instead of up here. Just little things that are making a big difference in this counter warding fights. I would almost say that the Legion team can just do a Kongor and like dare the other team to stop them at this point, because you know, they'll have the vision, they'll have the initiation they need to just absolutely crush any attempts to stop them. They can do it by pressuring this tower, forcing the Hellboy team to do defense, and if they want to defend, if they want to attack, because I mean, the Hellboy team only has one tower at this point. They've only killed one tower, and so if they want to go for that kill while they're pushing this tower, they can certainly do that, but it's going to cost them the tower. It's going to cost them a lot of positioning. They need this map vision that the tower is giving them, and they're just kind of letting this tower go at this point. I'm not really sure what the Hellboy team is doing. Looks like they're telling them to just push, and this tower is going to go for free. And so they're just going to probably keep pushing. They have no reason to stop at this point. They have no reason to be afraid. Demonic Breastplate is finished on Malakin. Malakin sporting a very, very sexy 454 gold per minute. You see how much it just skyrockets. It's like a tier, right? It goes up, and then he gets something, and it goes up, and then he gets something, and it goes up. And at this point, he's a beast. He's definitely a beast. They do get that tower bot, and he is going to TP back to base, but it's going to be too late. He just needs to pick off right here. They're just absolutely they're running over the game. They are going to get a pick off here on Magnus as well. They do the dust just in case he tries to do anything fancy. And it looks like the Legion team is going to take the game right here. They're just saying, you know what? Okay, we're just going to finish the game right now. We don't want to take any risks. We don't want you to get your puppet farm somehow. He does have a Shrunken Head, but you see, like, he gets one kill on a weak hero, and then Malakin just tower dives him. Oh my gosh. They do actually get the kill with the Bubbles ultimate, and they are continuing the tower dive. They should probably just back off and kill the Rax at this point, just to be super, super duper safe, which is exactly what they do, of course. Great play by everybody. The Hellborn team did manage to kill 3 people, but, I mean, to be fair, the Legion team is just playing super, super aggressive at this point because they can. Yeah, we do see a Conceivo come out. It'll be interesting to see if that passes already, and Valkyrie does manage to juke the Carp, thankfully. Now he can come down here, get some extra farm. I mean, look at this. He's still stacking. I'll be interested to see if he stacks right now. If he manages to stack this, look at that. Look at that. Even when the game is absolutely finished, right? He's still stacking. And what do we have here? No stack. I think his creep is actually dead, but still. I mean, we're just not seeing the stacking. I mean, if you compare that, it's not even close. It's not even a comparison. He goes in there and he ults, and he just clears. Look how fast he's clearing these creeps at this point. He should be able to get Rift Shards, which I assume will be his build. He has 4,300 gold, so he's going to go pick up level 4 Rift Shards. I think that's enough to buy level 4. But, yeah, I mean, great play by this Malakin. It's fantastic to watch. We've seen everybody on their team really play really well. They're not dying much at all, which is huge. Pebbles did a good job. He had a really bad early game, but he wasn't dying. And I think a big part of that was you saw that gank on bottom that they didn't need to get. And they kind of gave to Pebbles for free. And that was really when he kind of turned around and he got back into the game. and it really kind of turned it around for him. So, you know, good job of the Hellborn team. They tried to do some counter picking, but their lanes just did not work out for them. This Puppet Master just was not getting the farm against the Malakin, and at this point, it's just kind of a matter of the Legion team finishing it out. Oh, we do see actually a symbol of rage on Malakin